So the New York Post reporting Donald Trump is facing 34 counts of business fraud. Let's check it out.
That you are not the only witness in this case. You may be the star witness. You're not the only witness in this case by any means.
Thank goodness for that. Yes, I am not the only witness.
Are you ready for this cross-examination?
Oh, absolutely. Look, do you think it could be any worse than the Republicans during the House Oversight Committee hearing?
Whatever version of truth, because, Michael Cohen is a walking contradiction. He is pathologically incapable of telling the same story twice.
I bet you're very nervous going up against him.
I'm horrified. I'm going to be so nervous when I stand up to cross-examine Michael Cohen. Might be the easiest cross-exam. I might have to pay President Trump to do that cross-examination instead of the other way around. Yeah. I mean, that guy has a pathological
Don't make that deal.
Yeah, I know. He's already going to hold me to that's already done. Yeah. But he has a pathological need for media attention. Here is someone who pled guilty to a slew of criminal conduct. And not just the hush money thing. He pled guilty to lying to Congress, lying to the banks in his taxi medallion fraud.
Okay, so let's see what the New York Post reporting. Donald Trump was shocked when he learned Thursday that the Manhattan grand jury voted to indict him, according to his attorney, who revealed the former president will face 34 counts when he is arraigned next week. His attorney was on Sean Hannity and said he had talked to Trump. Let's see what the attorney said.
To President Trump's attorney, Joe Tacopina. President.
Yes.
Reaction.
He's ready to fight. He's the toughest guy I know. Yeah. And he was shocked, because I was shocked. I mean, I've never been angrier. My 32 years in this business, both as a prosecutor and defense attorney, I've never been more angry about a charge because today the rule of law in the United States of America died.
It's dead.
It's dead. And it's something that I never thought I'd see. I have goosebumps even saying it because I don't feel good about saying it. When you stretch the law to get someone you don't like, or as a political opponent in this case, it's very hard to ever get that law to come back to its original shape.
You saw the ad of Alvin Bragg when he was running. What does that tell you about equal justice and application of our laws in this country?
Now, we gotta just call a spade, right? Alvin Bragg ran on this "I'm going to get Trump" narrative. Here he is doing an interview when he's running for DA, explaining exactly what he wants to do with Donald Trump and the ongoing investigations that were started under the previous DA, that if he was elected, he would actually start running. So listen to what he says. Listen to the questions and the answers.
Attorney's office, I know a lot of people are wondering, whoever has this job, are they going to convict Donald Trump?
Look, that is the number one issue. We know he's investigating. And what I'll say is I was the first to announce against Cy Vance. I too have a lot of issues, which is why I decided to run. I'm the candidate in the race who has the experience with Donald Trump. I was the chief deputy in the Attorney General's office. We sued the Trump administration over 100 times. For the Muslim travel ban, for family separation at the border, for shenanigans with the census. So I know how to litigate with him. I also led the team that did the Trump Foundation case. So I'm ready to go wherever the facts take me and to inherit that case. And I think, it'd be hard to argue with the fact that that'd be the most important, most high profile case. And I've seen him up front and seen the lawlessness that he can do.
And you believe it should happen?
I believe we have to hold him accountable. I haven't seen all the facts beyond the public, but I've litigated with him, and so I'm prepared to go where the facts take me once I see them and hold him accountable. And you're right, I'm being a little careful because I don't want to prejudge, and then I get in the office and the first motion I get from the Trump team is I got to recuse myself because I prejudged the facts. But you're right, there's a lot out there in the public domain that is so troubling, and I say that not just as someone who's watching it, but as someone who's done these kind of cases, someone who's litigated with Donald Trump about fraud, and by the way, and won, right? We held him accountable in the Trump Foundation case. My office did the Trump University case. So I've seen a pattern of lawlessness over 20 years. And so I'm inclined to believe all I see in the public domain and know that and believe that there's a path forward there to make a case.
So if we're being fair with the facts, we have to just admit it's not totally crazy to think that this prosecutor may be a little biased against Donald Trump, especially, him giving interviews and having campaign ads suggesting that he wants to get Donald Trump and he already thinks Donald Trump is culpable in some way, right? It's not crazy to believe. So most of the right-wing media is also calling this indictment an outrage and have real problems with not only the indictment, but kind of how everything has been playing out. Now, again, no one knows what the facts are in this case. Again, I think that is important to say. No one knows what the facts are in this case. We only know rumors and innuendo. So eventually when we get the documents, and we'll be able to see what facts and evidence the Manhattan DA has that he's presented to the grand jury that led to this indictment. Now, when we look at the left-wing media, they've taken a different approach to this whole indictment. They are cheering Alvin Bragg, and they are calling attacks on Alvin Bragg racist. Republicans are fuming the Trump indictment as an attack on white America, and essentially are saying that the people attacking this DA are racist. This is a racist attack because he happens to be black. So on one side, you have them attacking the process, and on the other side, on the left-wing side, it's identity politics. It's white America hating a black man who's indicting their white savior. As the Boston Globe reports, Trump's indictment lands in two separate media realities. And they say CNN and NBC were cautious while Fox went into full conspiracy theory mode. But I think a fairer assessment is CNN and NBC went identity politics and essentially speculation that Trump is already guilty, because again, that's what they've been saying for years. Fox News is saying, well, hold on, they've been after the guy. A lot of these people ran. They ran and got their political jobs saying that they were going to get Trump. So those two realities are now crashing. And it depends on where people think about, what the country should be. To be honest with you, what should we expect from our elected officials? We want them to be impartial, especially when we're talking about criminal justice. And to deny that Alvin Bragg and some of the liberals who are running for these DA offices, saying things about, hey, I think this guy's already a bad guy. I'm going to be doing this. running on investigating someone. That should cause anyone concern. Let's say if this was reversed. Let's say we had a DA in a Republican jurisdiction saying, hey, I'm going to do everything I can when I get in office to investigate blah, 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 and, and hold them accountable to the fullest extent of the law. And then that person goes and does exactly that, right? Indicts that person. It would make you think, hold on. This seems like it may be, and if you're being fair with the facts, it would make you think there may be something more here. But again, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm a crazy person. As of right now, we know nothing, right? The media doesn't know anything. Remember, I think a week ago, they were saying he was going to be arrested last Tuesday. That didn't happen. So let's pump the brakes and wait for the evidence. I am extremely skeptical about these charges. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I'm not going to pass judgment until I see the facts and evidence to help me decide what's really going on. With that said, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll see you next time. Peace.